I know that things are always working out for me, regardless of how it appears. They're working out for me. I might not know exactly what the interim experience is going to be, but I do know we're speaking for you from your balanced, connected, tuned in place. I do know that it's for me. That's the peace that once you get it in place, life is going to be really good for you on a steady, moment-to-moment, ongoing basis. Once you really get it, that it's for you, that everything is for you. You sort of got tripped up, if you were like most humans, thinking that maybe some things are not for you because you're taking score too soon. You're looking at every situation as it touches you instead of stepping back to the big picture. But when you step back to the big picture, even when you're standing in the middle of the now picture, so that you're getting the frequency, the general frequency of well-being out there, steady and sure all the time, then in every situation, the best that that situation has to yield, and oh, you have no idea what the best that this situation has to yield until you start letting it yield. Once you start perceiving through the eyes of Source, once you start accepting the well-being that is you, once you feel the blessedness that is you, and you allow that to be the dominant vibration so that you know, hey, this is for me. This is for me right now. This situation that is unfolding, these words are for me. This message is for me. This situation is for me. It's for me to enhance my experience now, not just to make it better later. Oh, it's getting better later. But not just for that, for now, for right now, for right now, right now. We want you to accept and then come to know, not just guess, not just hope, not just sort of kind of believe it sometimes. I want you to know that you are on the leading edge of creation and that everything that has come before has come to put you where you are on the leading edge of creation. And when you embrace the power and the importance of that, when you feel the wholeness that you are, which includes all that you have ever been and all that everybody else has ever been, and you see it all pointed right here to you, right here, right now, and you open in this attitude of worthiness and blessedness and expectation of clarity, then this moment's a good one, and so's this one, and so's this one, and so's this one. Sometimes you have to step back a little bit from others who are surrounding you who have forgotten that, because they're defensive sometimes. They're shortage consciousness sometimes. They're jealous sometimes or competitive sometimes. They've forgotten that it's all for them too. They think they're in competition with you for it. So sometimes they're not that nice. They mean well. Well, some of them mean well. But when you are stable in your knowledge of your well-being, then you're nicer back even to those who aren't nice, because they've just forgotten something that you are remembering. They've forgotten that it's all for them. They think they're in competition with you, or they think that somebody's after them. They think that there's some negative assertion that's negatively impacting them, and so they're defensive. Sometimes you meet people who are defensive. Well, when you feel defensive, you've forgotten that there isn't anything to defend, because nobody's after you except those that have disconnected themselves from the stream, who have no real power. If you start playing in the defensive game where they're disconnected and they're defending against you, and you're disconnected and you're defending against them, now you're playing in that disconnected game where the one with the bigger punch is going to have the bigger impact. But that's not who you are. You are one who, when you are connected to this stream of who you are, when you allow yourself to stand in the focused fullness of all that you are, you leave your feeling of defensiveness aside, because you realize that there's nothing to defend. There's just a whole lot of wonderful to embrace, to notice, to vibrate with. You come for your contribution to all it is, yeah? To understand more clearly about some things. You come for the fun, clarity. You come to tune your vibrational frequency. You come to practice the vibration of what's natural to you so that it's easier to maintain under all conditions. You come because you want to be consistent in the vibration that you offer, regardless of the conditions that surround you. That's the best reason right there. All kinds of things around me all day, Abraham. And most people knee-jerk responding to them. But I want to be steady in my world. I want to have practiced my knowledge of well-being so frequently that no matter what happens, that's the dominant current that I've got going on. This is the way your life is supposed to be. You're supposed to say, I want this. And the universe says, all right, here's some of it. Here's some of it. This is a conversation about perspective. And perspective, oh, such a deep and rich conversation, because everyone holds a perspective based upon what they are offering vibrationally right now, which is usually based upon what they've lived and is always based upon the part of what they've lived that they are keeping active right here and now. So, we've been talking with all of you for a while now about the vibration of your being. We've talked to you about your alignment or your misalignment. We've told you a lot of different stories in order to activate within you some reasonable understanding of how you offer a vibration in this vibrational co-creative atmosphere and how what you offer is dominant. We explained to you that law of attraction is responding to the vibration of your being, and that because law of attraction so consistent and always responding to your vibration when you are emitting it, this law of attraction causes a momentum of your frequency. Well, when you are young, your frequency is smoother. We could say purer. We could say less resistant in nature. It's true of the animals of your planet too. When you offer your vibration based upon whatever it is you are focused upon, law of attraction responds to your vibration. You come as source energy, so you are an extension of a vibration. And when you allow yourself to remain in vibrational harmony with the vibration that really is your source, now you are steady in your vibration. We could say pure in your vibration. We could say non-resistant, even singular, although that's stretching it into something that could be misunderstood. So let's just say pure, because there's not a lot of contradiction going on. As you spend more time in your physical body, you become a participant with others, and it begins to occur to you that others are holding you as their object of attention, others are asking things of you, and the longer you are here, and it usually happens pretty quickly after you get here, you lose that purity, you lose that clarity, you lose that constant, steady connection to source. You knew you would, because of your attention to other things. And just like you are learning to walk and you are learning to talk, you're also learning to manage your vibration. So what is it about a vibration that requires management? Well, whatever you give your attention to causes you to offer a vibration. And that vibration may or may not be in keeping with the steady vibration of your source. If you are loving someone in the moment, you're in steady vibrational accord with your source. But if you are finding fault with them, or you feeling lack about them, or if they have found lack in you and you are reeling in the lack that they have found, now you've got discord going on. So we want to talk about vibrational alignment and vibrational discord, which really is all we ever talk about, but we want to talk about it in a new way, because it's time for you, if you want to, it's time for you It's time for you to steady your vibration. It's time for you to stop the wobble. And it's time for you to stop the wobble early on. Now, what's the wobble? The wobble is, this is who I am. I'm pure positive energy. I am love. I am source. I am well-being. That's who you really are. There's no wobble in that. That's how source feels about you. That's how source knows you to be. And when you're thinking thoughts like that, there's no wobble in your vibration. But if you're thinking, oh, I'm not as good as I should be, you introduce a contradictory vibration to the mix that's always there. And you, because you've introduced, and you have free will. What you focus on causes you to offer a vibration. And law of attraction responds to your vibration. So a little bit ago, law of attraction was responding to a pure vibration. And because law of attraction was responding to a pure vibration, the momentum of that gets stronger and stronger, and you feel better and better. And this is an awesome moment you're having. Ooh, you're glad to be alive. You're clever, you're wonderful, you feel so good in this moment. And anybody who has the privilege of interacting with you when you feel like that is benefited by the clarity that you bring to the moment. But now, let's say something happened. You're defensive. You don't like what happened. You don't like what they said. You don't like what they did. You don't like what they're thinking about you. You don't like something. Now, you're offering a vibration that's different from the vibration of your source. Law of attraction is responding always to both vibrations. And that's what equals the wobble. So now let's talk about emotions in relationship to the vibrational wobble. The more in alignment you are with who you are, and the longer you stay there, and the more you allow law of attraction to cause momentum of a wobble-free vibration, the more emotions you feel, like love, exhilaration, passion. Can't you feel the momentum in that? And can't you feel the clarity? Can't you feel the absence of wobble in that? But the more you feel despair or rage or anger, can't you feel the wobble in that? Can't you feel the offness in that? Can't you feel the vibrational frequency variance in that? You see? This is a good conversation, isn't it? So your emotions have always been about your wobble. But it gets your attention because you don't need to wobble. You don't need to wobble, but you can't wait till you're wobbling to tend to the wobble. Because if you wait till you're really wobbling to tend to the wobble, now law of attraction is really active and there's a lot of momentum going on both vibrational spectrums of who you really are and who you're allowing yourself to be in this moment. And once there's really a wobble that feels like fear, or a wobble that feels like anger, or a wobble that, now you're really wobbling. So all of you get to think the thoughts that you get to think. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would be testing for ourselves personally the wobble factor in every thought we think. We would appreciate someone and feel what the wobble factor feels like. We would condemn someone and feel what the wobble factor feels like. We would show ourselves in very short order how the source within us feels about this or that or this or that or them 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 or that one and that one, that one and that one. And then we would, if we were standing in your physical shoes, do our best to come into alignment with that. So, to wrap this up, I want to say that when law of attraction responds to you, and it will, it always does, and your vibration is clear and pure and resistance-free, the momentum of that wobble-free alignment is ecstasy. It's clarity, it's passion, it's who you are, it's what you want, it's what you came for. And when law of attraction applies itself, and it will, it always does, to a vibration that is wobbling, well, you know what that feels like. In other words, varying degrees of negative emotion. Really good conversation. Yeah.